9 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to see the sun up, which it is right now. So what would be the feature for me to look at? I mean, you too. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. Now, here's the thing. I love the rainbow garden. It's colorful, it's nice. I get a lot of food production out of it. And I think that all the colors bring joy to me. I just love color. I think being an artist, photographer, you know, all these years, color's been a very big thing to me. I like the color of the totes. I love looking at the pizza garden. It just, you know, color means something to me. So I'm starting to rethink. It's just me. Gary's not here right now. He's actually making breakfast. Because we get up early and do stuff, and then we go eat. Now, standing here, and let's say I clean this up, which I'm planning on doing, and sitting here like I usually do. Right now, I see the dog kennel. I love the kennel. I have been toying with where to put it, and there's just been a dilemma. I have enough chairs with an idea I came up with. Now, I could put it down there, but that's where he's going to have wood chips dropped, and he likes that for his garden. It's no big deal to me because I use all the leaves from all the plants that are growing. If I put it down there, I don't see the chair garden, and I like looking over at the chair garden. That's all a different garden. That one I put together with chairs that I had painted, oh my goodness, over 10 years ago. They were painted, I think they were bought for a birthday party. This is crazy. My granddaughter's going to be 25. It must have been bought for a birthday party 22 years ago. And then they got here and I painted them probably 15 years ago. All of them. And they still are holding the paint. Oh, they were full of white coming off and everything. Like, that's why people get rid of them. But once I painted them, they held the paint because that's when it holds paint. This is just cheap 50-cent paint from Home Depot that they reduced. They all held the colors. These were just paints I would pick up. And it held the paint. Did they fade over the years? Maybe a little bit. So now I've got these. We picked up. We saw it, online somewhere, free chairs. And Gary went down. And there's times you see them thrown in the trash. People keep them for years. And then they figure they can't sit on them because of the white coming off. But boy, hit him with paint. And you've got another 10, 15, 20 years out of them. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. I've got enough chairs. I could continue the theme. I'm thinking theme, all right? This is my thought. Move the dog kennel. Right now, there's nothing in it. Move it out of the way. I'm not sure yet where. Not by the chair garden. I don't want to put it there, though. You know what the almost perfect place is? Here. Look at this. Gary made this, but I like this. We do sit under here when it's really hot. We've done live from here. I like this. So I don't think we're going to do anything with that. But here's what I'm starting to think. I've been walking in circles. Move the dog kennel here. It's going to get a lot of shade. That worries me a little bit because look at the shade. And that's coming off the gazebo. But I've got a lot of interesting thoughts. He made this cement pad. Now, I'm not going to move it underneath. But if I have him move it, and it sits partly on the cement pad, and then we took paver stones all the way around, you're not going to have any critters digging underneath. They won't know that the center they could dig into, but they would have to tunnel. So right now, I would have one whole side. Get rid of this thing that I've never used it anyways yet. It's just got the cement blocks with this thing Gary built. No, we're not going to trash it. Just hold on. Move the dog kennel here. This is my thought. Bring it up to pretty much up to here, but not all the way. Just a little bit, maybe a foot. Then line the rest of it with pavers. You can get the pavers for $1 a piece, $2 at the stores. You buy them so you don't have to pour any cement. So that pulls this forward. Now, I'm talking out loud with you to listen. If I sit here, I'm going to see the dog crate. And the dog crate's okay. It's just the dilemma is where am I going to put the door? On this side, I do have a hose down there and I walk all the way here. Hold on, I might put the door here. Not sure on the door yet. This is really easy to pick up and move. Gary and I have picked it up and it's nothing. It's light as a feather, really. So we move it here and I see the dog crate from here. Now, because he wants to get started on this right now. Now the tunnel that he builds, the Trellis vertical gardening, it will be where the buckets are. You'll be able to see the dog crate there, but you'll be able to see the tunnel. And if I line this side of the tunnel with chairs, and I might turn them differently, put colored totes on, the theme would be carried with the chairs on the other side. You'd see more color, and then the stuff would grow, whatever I grow, up and over. This is pretty green all winter. All this stuff that you see right now grew all winter. I've got the hummingbirds lunch. I've got tomatoes coming up and walking onions everywhere. I've got the milkweed brings in the butterflies, celery, pepinos growing everywhere. I'm just starting the squash. That's got my zucchini in there. See butterflies? I told you. And that's a thought. Since I want to grow more food on this side, I could have more milkweed. No. Scrap it. Nope. See? Because the whole idea is that the one on the other side, we want it to go up, though I could put some milkweed in there anyways, in containers. I've got them growing in different pots. So when you look here, you'll see the tunnel. Here, you'll see the dog kennel. But when you look this way, you'll see colored totes again with more colored chairs. We'll have to paint more chairs. I may have paint left over. And it won't be as many chairs. I'm going to flip the chairs. So there might be, maybe on this side, 4 to 6 chairs, because I want the totes to go this way, not this way. So this way they're long and the plants go up, and not lean this way, because I want them to go up, and I'll direct them that way. Now I'll have a tunnel. I'll see the dog kennel. I don't want to get rid of the dog kennel. I have a lot of plants. It's just that we got slowed down, taking care of the emus. The weather was so bad. I mean, here we are, almost in July. And look at the hummingbird. I was going to move it, and then I found out they do come here to feed. We've been cold at night. Now we're warm. Now we're 58 to 60, 62 at night, barely. It's not consistent. I know I got ready the other day to move it thinking, oh, the hummingbirds don't use this. Oh, yes, they do. So I can hang some hummingbird feeders here too. And be able to come out here on a hot day, because look at all the shade we have in the morning. Clean this up, and I think it would look really pretty. Again, I'm talking out loud. I do this whether I've got the phone on or not. I talk to myself sometimes. Analyze if I hear it out loud, and that's why I figured I'll talk to you about it. So what do you think about having the tunnel? See the buckets from there to there. Like I said, I have to think quick because he's already bringing this stuff up. He wants to start working on it today. Have the tunnel a little bit this way more. Have the dog kennel there. I may lose the view looking at the wall, but that's okay, because I like the idea of using the cement to keep anything from digging. And I actually am planning on using tulle, I think, on that. I could wire it to keep squirrels out, or I can use tulle. I have come up with some stuff that I didn't even know it was an accident. And I'm using tulle down in the, not the chair, well, I do use in the chair garden, but the truck bed. And it's working better than I thought. There were things that I didn't even know would happen with all that I set up. So that's what I'm thinking. What do you think? Because this has to be done. He's going to start digging holes, I think, today. I'll shoot this thing up right now so you can tell me. Because I think it'll look cool. Sitting here, I can see the dog kennel. I'll see the tunnel. The tunnel will go up. I won't see the cars anymore. And we still have all that space. If we have any birthday parties, everybody's grown up now is what it is. Still space to park. And the big thing is for him to get the wood chips, they bring the truck in here. They dump, and they can turn around at the end. He said they can maneuver those trucks. And we're talking, they're like almost a semi. They're huge. And that's the way this company has their trucks. They're big, so they can go and trim tons of trees and then go to the dump only one time. And then we'd be able to see a little bit of everything. Again, yes, it's going to block a little bit from here, but then you'd be able to see the rest of it if you were sitting on the other side of the table. I think that'll work. It's really hard to visualize until you have it done. Yes, it can be taken down and moved, but I really don't want to do that. And then the tunnel gets full sun, which it will need. The dog kennel may lose a little bit of sun. because of the gazebo. See the shade? You can see where the shade is. But I can use the sunniest part, which would be the other side, if I wanted to do zucchini and other things like parsley and herbs and lettuce. I love growing lettuce. It would be anywhere in there, and then it would be completely covered. That's another option too. If I want to go strictly things that don't need pollinators, and then of course I can hand pollinate zucchini, I could just load this up with all kinds of brassicas, greens, lettuce, radishes, different things like that. Doesn't need a pollinator, doesn't need anything. And then I don't have to worry about it. Tool the whole thing, and I don't have to have anything go in there, and I won't even have any bugs. No insects. If there's insects on anything, if I have dish pans, pick them up, drag them out, put them somewhere. Which means, like I said, this will go. And I think this would be really good. This is my thought, is set this up. We have one here where we're going to set up that. There's one there, and set that one up on the other side. I don't know if it's going to be inside the tunnel yet or out. So I have this set up on the outside. The dog kennel this way here. This thing will be just maybe over a little bit. I will have space in there. So that's going to be the thing once we move it, to decide which way to have the door. But the door isn't that bad here, because I literally drag that hose here. And you see how long it is? It's a 100-foot hose, and I come all the way down. I haven't even started growing in there. I've got celery and stuff growing from last year. I'm going to move a lot of stuff so he can bring in truckloads. So we'll have just potatoes there. But move this forward, and then he can move this over a little bit, give me space on the other side. Well, I'll have to, because I'll have the chairs. I think that will work. What do you think? The only other thing is to move it completely somewhere else. I don't want to butt this up against the wall, because that will create critters, insects, things to hide. So you want to be able to get all the way around it. And then this way you have a much better setup. This can be fabulous to grow in. I don't want to put it up against the trees, because that is just nothing but wildlife in there. So I will have everything coming in that you don't want. This is just piled here because we had to move a lot of stuff while we were working last year on this room. So this will all be gone, because I'll be using almost all the chairs and the totes and everything for here. There isn't a lot of places up here. I've thought of the front yard, but I can't do that because of all the trees in the front yard. There's not enough sun anymore. The pine trees got really big. I've thought again in the bird garden. No, look, I have a strawberry. But again, with the bird garden, I'll lose my view. And the whole idea is the view. There is no place else to put it. I bought it. I want to use it. And even if I just use it for a lettuce farm, can you imagine fresh lettuce, fresh salad? A salad, there you go, a salad farm. Everything that goes in a salad doesn't have to be pollinated. And that would be perfect. So easy to wrap this with tulle. You know, the whole thing won't even cost me $10 to do the whole thing. And that would keep everything out. And then if I want to wrap it in plastic, I could do that from Dollar Tree. They've got these great shower curtains. Let me tell you something. I've used it for 2 years, the shower curtains. Take them down at the end of winter and fold them up, and they're still good. Probably cost me $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, maybe $6 to use their shower curtains. That would be in the winter. Okay, I'm going to be reading your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Oh, there's another pepino. I lost my other ones. The squirrels came and pulled them off before I did, some of them. Here you saw me put it in the meat the other day. All right. Anyways, now I've taken 15 minutes of your time. It's such a beautiful morning. Look at the tree in the back. I think that's a jacaranda. You know who hasn't found it? The Amazons. Oh, well, they won't find it now. The flowers turn into pods, and we've seen them on the streets, like 100 Amazons pulling off all the pods off the jacaranda, but it has to go in the pods. It didn't do that yet. What does like the jacaranda is the deer. They come and they eat the leaves. All right, give me your thoughts. This is just thinking, and I think it'd be different, unique, and I'd be able to keep everything. Yes, I will lose this view, but you know, this view isn't as important. And as far as my cameras, Gary said, what are you going to do with your cameras? No big deal. And put that on a pole and go straight up in the air. All I have to do is raise it and be able to look at that big, beautiful yellow house. No, I'd be able to raise it and then look down so I'd be able to see. I think that's going to work out. I think the first thing I'll do is move it and see and kind of look at it and see what I think. Oh, I can still see the big yellow house, even with the kennel there. Well, I'm trying to be a good neighbor, so maybe it's okay. Oh my gosh, but that alarm that goes all night, it's actually an annoyance, and I don't know what they have it for. I guess to keep people away. I wonder if they're going to keep me away. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. I think it's going to work out great. No matter what I end up doing with it, I've got tons of ideas. Bye-bye.